Good morning, everybody. I'm Ed Parcaut here with Mike Kelly, and we're Real Estate Jerky Daily. A little bit later on Thursdays, we say, because of Rotary.
Yep.
And
Rotary was good today. Fun, energetic.
Good. Yeah. And the reason I brought up about the Broncos, because Mark Henry was like, I cannot believe you watched that game. I was like, when your team's going to make a record, you want to make sure you're watching it. Not the record you want.
No.
But then Marcia sent me that TikTok about what they did.
Yeah.
And now you know why all pissed off. And that guy's like, I'm going to beat these guys. And
to death.
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't go for the record, which would have been just kicking in for a field goal, and you would have had the record.
But they probably could they get field position? Maybe
they had it. They had plenty of time. They had it. They probably would have got a touchdown.
He probably thought, oh, that's enough.
No, never. But I'm like, oh my God, Broncos, you guys. And you know what happened is, so they sold the team last year to Walmart person.
Oh, so they put everything on sale?
Well, no, what I mean is, so it was in that period of time where they, we didn't have a coach and all that. And they probably were like, well, we don't know what we're doing, and we're going to go get somebody we really knew. And they just pissed him off, and he had something to prove. The problem I have with my Broncos is we have a lot of good talent. It's all newer, and they want to use somebody who's been around for a while, who's not doing really well.
Yeah. It's sad to see someone who was so high up on the echelon, just king of the quarterbacks and king of the world for a while. And now boom. And it's not because he doesn't have talent. He's got very little help. He's got no front line. You don't have time to do anything. You just crashed on.
Yeah. But he's got to go talk to Tony Robbins, figure out what his problem is.
Well, it might help.
No, I'm serious. That's one of the things, he's probably at that point where it's like, he throws it, gets interception. That's not on the front line. And he throws it and somebody goes, knocks it down. That's not because of that. But let's move on because
we're going to talk about real estate.
I got another nightmare coming in a few days.
Why is it another game?
Of course, Sunday. It's always football. Let's see if we can go
Who
out.
are they playing?
I have no idea. It doesn't matter.
I know. What if they played Bayer?
Yeah, they probably lose. All right. So today, we've been talking all week about numbers. Today, initial jobless claims, because Thursday's always initial jobless claims, right? So actually, for the first time, initial jobless claims, so with people filing for unemployment, actually went up 2,000 to 204,000.
What?
Yeah. So it went up. All of a sudden, this report that employers are holding, but employers are still holding on to their employees. They're not getting rid of all of them.
Why?
Because I think they think the market's going to turn around soon, and we're all worried. It's hard to get good employees, first of all, who want to work, who show up to work. They'll send in resumes, but they won't show up for the interview. You can talk to a bunch of people we know in our club. They can tell you the story.
Oh God!
Continuing claims. That's of people who are on unemployment, and they extended their claim, rose 12,000 to 1.67 million. So both those numbers are up, which is in the last few weeks it's been down, meaning that less people's been on unemployment.
Well, that's an increase in numbers. It's a positive numbers to write about.
No, it's the other way. It's a negative. I see what you're saying. It's actually a bad thing, but not a positive thing.
Yeah.
What else? Pending home sales, which measures signed contracts on existing homes, fell 7% in August, and now are down almost 19% year over year. There's your bubble. It's already starting. This will likely translate into the next existing home sales report to come in at analyzed pace under 4 million. Yeah. And the issue with that, we've been saying this, it's only happened like one other time ever since we were over 4.5 million, that we've had these many houses. But what's the issue is, again, inventory. All these numbers that we keep saying, these numbers are, existing home sales are down and this and that. We have no inventory to sell.
It's the first time I've heard that.
All right. They looked at the final reading of second quarter GDP, and it showed the U.S. grew at a 2.1% annualized pace, which is revised lower from the 2.2% in line with estimates, though. At this point, second quarter data is in the rearview mirror and will not have much of an impact on our market. No kidding.
Really?
Yeah. I'm just reading some over here. I'm sorry, you guys. It's one of those rotary days.
Tell me
Let me put it over here.
Did you read about the Fed yet?
We talked about that before. That was yesterday.
No.
Hold on. CoreLogic reported the loan performance remained strong in June. Those 30 days or more delinquent slightly rose from 2.6% to 2.7%, while 90 plus days remained at 1%. Those in foreclosure stayed off the lowest those in foreclosure stayed just off the lowest level on record, which is at 0.3%. So the issue that we're seeing though is the credit cards delinquencies.
Yeah. Trillion.
It's actually more than that now.
Is it really?
Yeah, we're over that. Yeah, way over that. Yeah, it's just, and people aren't paying them.
Well, yeah,
because they don't have money. They're tight. I don't care what. There are some people who have regular jobs who don't have this issue, but anybody who is low income, middle income, and maybe a sales job or whatever, those people are hurting. If they're on commission and other stuff, they're just not making the money. So, what are we going to say about the Fed?
I heard something. We didn't talk about this yesterday. You may have talked about it on one of your other 47 shows, but Neil Kashari, president of the Minneapolis Fed, supports the Fed funds rate steady until next year and highlights a red hot housing market.
Yeah, we talked about this
this
week, but I just didn't say his name. I put it over there just to have.
I think I just wanted to say Kashari.
You just know what you wanted to do is talk, so you get on some stuff
because I have something to say. If you guys haven't been listening, there's no inventory, and that's what's causing this housing bubble. Oh, that's not what it means.
Yeah, no, that's the issue. It's just we have house values going up still. We have no inventory, median price points up. Case-Shiller came in, FHA both came in showing up, and we're going to be over 7%, 5 to 8% for the year increase. Interest rates are at 7.5 and growing, and they think it's going to go even higher. So we think they're going to get to 8 or even 8.5. Actually, I priced out somebody at a 620 FICO score the other day.
Yeah.
And it was a FHA, and the rate came in at 8.125. Now, if I dropped her off and just used the husband at 640, the rate was 7 1/8.
Okay.
So the difference between 620 and 640 is almost a point in interest rate.
A risk.
So you need, because that's 17 times more likely to go in foreclosure. So you really need to work on your credit, especially in this market, get it up some so
you can get
a better rate,
the lowest rate possible.
Correct. Yeah. It's just there's no room for any issues. Because everybody who says, "Oh, I can get a 580 score," all that dancing stuff, great, but you're paying, 8.5.
Did you know Target's closing 9 stores in all the woke areas?
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. But thanks for bringing it up again.
Yeah,
it was funny. I was talking to somebody else, and they were talking about, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's deaf," and they're like, "Yeah." I was explaining to them because I'd already talked about it, so I forget what show I was on when it came up.
Yeah, it's something people need to pay attention to because this woke stuff is causing the nation to go broke.
Well, it's also causing people. I mean, because if you look at the Target there, they had to cut their profits by 500 million this year because of the theft. Their profits are down 500 million. In 2022, they were down to 700 million.
Well, and that's part of the woke agenda, saying decriminalize everything, make this not our problem. Just turn a blind eye, boom. Accept everybody, except if you don't accept what I accept.
You're talking out both sides of your mouth.
Exactly. Now. I don't necessarily don't accept anything. It was fine. You be what you want to be. It's okay. I don't care.
Right. How is the writing offers out there? How are the sellers doing? Are they being assholes?
No, they're not being assholes. Every seller wants to get as much as they possibly can. I totally understand that. And they want to increase their bottom line, especially sellers who have already closed escrow on another piece of property. And their house has been on the market for a while, and it's not going where they thought it would go. So they're trying to eke out every little dollar, and it's expected. It's just
it's hard. It's just harder to get your people's offers accepted.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I mean, we could probably accept a counteroffer right now and go into escrow, but I don't think it's the best counteroffer for my client.
Right.
It's not a win-win situation. So, and that's what I always kind of look for. You got to give a little to take and take a little. So,
I'm just curious because everybody thinks there's a bubble. No one's writing offers. People are writing offers on their price,
offers left and right, and
unless it's above 700 and something, right?
And buyers are willing to look at the stuff that in a different market nobody would be looking at. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I saw that TikTok.
How can we make this happen?
I saw that TikTok. My agent took me to a property I can afford.
I don't like this. Exactly, but this is what I can afford.
Right. They were crying. I was like, that's something Mike should make. That other one where my sister, brother, or whatever told me I shouldn't be buying it this time because they bought a home in 1492
during a foreclosure. We should wait for those.
Yeah.
I was listening to a couple of our Rotarians speak this morning, after the meeting about first-time home buyer price range, and he says, I calculated the payment, what the payment would be, and he says, first-time home buyer, they're looking at a $3,400 a month payment. And I said, that's about the land, a first-time home buyer land.
Yeah, you got to make $100,000 a year.
Well, or more. You really should make more. It's
affordability is just not there.
Right.
Yeah. And so that you have to understand that it's not going to be it's long-term affordability, meaning that I'm sorry to cut you off.
No.
You get into the property. You're buying the property for the old reasons, which is to have ownership, building wealth, tax benefits, equity, all that, not just because, it's cheaper than my payment. Because if you look at most of the cities, it's cheaper to rent, but only for a couple of years. Because those values the rent payments are going to go up 10% a year. Tell them hello.
No, hello.
Anyway, so that's the issue is affordability. It's just going to be here. It's going to be like this for a while. Barbara Corcoran said that, we're not going to see more homes on the market until we see rates come down.
Right.
And we're not going to see rates come down the next year until the only way rates will come down is inflation's in check. The only way inflation is going to be in check is if the current government stops spending, and they can't.
Right.
It's an addiction. They're addicted to spending.
Yeah, because it makes them feel good on one
side. Because it's not their money. They don't care. It's like people who have a credit card. And they think it's not really my money, so let's go do it. That's what they're thinking. It's taxpayers' money. It's not my money. I don't pay taxes.
Oh, by the way,
not me.
For those of you people out there thinking that because the Democrats have got nobody to put forward, and there's this talk that Governor Newsom's going to be put forward as a presidential candidate, and his new sin tax.
Oh my God!
On the legal purchase of a handgun in the state of California is just another way to tax people and try to stop legal gun ownership in the state of California. If you think that dipshit is going to be better for the United States, please, please, please look at your pocketbook and look at California and look at the areas that are in such disarray and in such horrible shape, and the tax amount in California, where he wants to tax everybody. You guys are idiots if you think Satan's going to make the United States a better place.
The problem with this is the whole issue with is his whole thing about we don't have a revenue problem. We have a spending problem, and that's been the problem. The whole thing, they couldn't get the guns taken away from us, so they're putting a tax on it so that people who really low income, middle income can't afford to pay another $100 to $200 on a cost of a gun.
Right.
The stupidity of this is it's like, okay, we can't get drunk drivers off the road, so what we're going to do is everybody else give up your license and you can't drive.
Right.
That's what they're doing.
So the drunk drivers can be on the road.
Right. And that's exactly what happened. So the criminals aren't paying the tax.
And
they're because they're stealing the guns. They're not buying the guns. They're stealing them. And this whole thing, it's just the straw purchases, and they're doing it through all that. We're in California. This stuff's not happening.
No.
They're stealing them. And the reason they're stealing them because there's no law and order. And unless you're in Stanislaus Canty, because our sheriff says
is the best,
bullshit, and so is the chief of police.
Yep,
so we'll have to get them on next quarter. I can't believe Christmas is right around the corner.
Shut up on a Christmas day.
We're not. We're in October next week, man.
It's not even Oktoberfest.
No, but it's coming really fast.
And the Halloween fest hasn't happened yet.
I mean, I put that's why I was telling everybody, put this stuff in your calendar because it's going to be here before we know it.
I know.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting a lump of coal in their sock this year for the family.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we pulled we do the pulling of everybody to see who we get. And I was like, great, I have the same person last year. And then all I hear, oh no, we changed it. Everybody had everything. So we changed it. I don't want to change. I want who I want.
Yeah. We pull names too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we stopped pulling fingers. It just got bad.
This just stinks.
Yeah.
All
right, that's all I had. It's kind of a light day.
Look forward to tomorrow.
It's a Friday.
I know, it's a Friday, but is there a report coming out?
Not usually much on Friday. Let's see what. Just keep talking. I'll tell you in a second.
Interest rates have been.
Friday is PCE.
The Pacific Christ Edition.
Yeah, so personal consumption expenditures, which is going to show about inflation.
Yeah, and that's still got it.
Yeah, that's coming. Yeah, it's still there. It didn't go away. All inflation reports going forward, the month over month is going to go up, and the year over year will go down.
Well, when you send $100 billion over to Ukraine.
I'm sorry, it was 117 billion.
117 billion.
Yeah.
Did they lose another 17?
No,
billion
I just
somewhere?
found that out. I saw another report that actually $17 million. And the question is what they want. So they asked, can we get somebody over there to oversee the money? Because when
what it's doing.
Yeah. And they're like, no, we don't want that person over there. Yes. But anyway, so, I don't know if anybody follows you, if you're putting stuff on YouTube and TikTok loves hacks, right? They're like, this is a hack, right? They think some lady, young girl was on there in the mortgage industry. And she's like, I heard there's a mortgage hack where you could pay off your loan a lot faster. And she's like, yes, if you get on biweekly payments, you can drop it to about 5 years off your loan. Oh my goodness.
That's only been around for 175.
No, but it's a recent hack.
Oh, is it recent?
Yeah, it's just brand new hack. What? Yes. The other thing is I'm like, okay, you want to do it even better than that? So you're not in those stupid biweekly things where you're making an extra payment every 6 months. And that's like, and you go, oh, this month I got an extra paycheck, but I have to eat it up because I got to make half of a payment. Is you just take a 1/12 of your payment. So if your payment's $2,000, you take a 1/12 of that, which is like 200 and something, and you add that to every month's payment, and you do the same thing. And then when you're tight one month because you didn't get as much money in, your bills are crazy, you can go, I'm just going to do my normal payment, and then I'll make it up next month. Yeah. Right. And it does the same thing. On average, it's about 7 years off your loan by doing that.
That's an incredible hack.
I know, it's amazing. I was like, you know what? I never thought of that before in my 20-some years of being in this business.
Yeah, I try not to think of much.
I just got so tired of these young people who are like, oh, this is a hack.
Look what I just invented.
Yeah.
It's the wheel.
Well, there's so many of them like doing things that are like, okay, that's illegal.
Yeah.
That's not a hack. That is illegal.
That's
and when you
criminal.
and you're going to get in trouble for that because we've all done that in the past 30 years and we all got into trouble.
In fact, if you pay attention real close right now, they're already at your door.
Keep telling everybody out there that you're doing it, though.
Could you please put your hands behind your back?
Yeah. By the way, when you do stuff on mortgages, it's mortgage fraud, which is looked into by the FBI.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it because they're going after Trump.
Yeah, they're too busy hiding documents. So.
Yeah, the IRS is coming after business owners and stuff. If you haven't paid your taxes, they're coming after you with the 88,000 new IRS agents. They're coming after you.
I think they've already let those people go.
No, they didn't.
I'm pretty sure they did.
No, they just said they've increased it to where they're adding those people who haven't paid their corporate tax, those bad people.
Oh,
yeah, they're going to come after you.
Well, I got an extension, so there.
I'm talking about like if you owe in the past and you haven't been paying on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, not big.
I'm good.
Yeah. All right, that's it. Make it a great day. Thanks for being here, Mike. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for giving me that pretty little pin.
No problem. I tried to get the girliest one I could find.
You found one.
By the way, Mike got Rotarian Above and Beyond. I was looking for the Buzz Lightyear. That would have been better, but they didn't have that one.
You should have turned my picture into the Buzz Lightyear picture.
No, I still like you.
Dangerfield?
Yeah, I think so. I'll get it off there eventually.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
And Christine came up to me this morning and said, I just love that picture.
You got to come in that shirt. You got to get that shirt and that hat for your first meeting.
Shirt and the hat. That'll be my first meeting.
Yeah. And and then you got to get somebody to do your PowerPoints.
No kidding. Oh, I'm leaving.
I'm leaving
learn PowerPoint.
An expectation of our club of what it needs to be.
Yeah. I actually used to do PowerPoint back in the 90s.
Oh. When you couldn't do anything. So now you can add video and have it autoplay. The thing I couldn't get done, I was going to put in Kung Fu Fighting for Ron Dickerson because he got the black belt. Yeah. And it was like Kung Fu. It was the 70s version. It was just so slow. So I tried to edit it down. Every one I edited down wouldn't play right. So I'm like,
why? Interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's like, you know what? It's enough that I stole the music in the first place. All right, man. Get a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Have a great Thursday.
And again, if you're listening to this on the podcast, we appreciate you. Make it a great day. We appreciate everybody.
Yeah, we do.